Imagine if you could literally work for 12 hours a day with 100% focus, no distractions, no procrastination, just completely zoned in on the task in front of you. Well, rewind about 8 years ago and I struggled massively with distractions. Even if I could pull myself to my desk to work, I'd get distracted almost immediately. There was no way on this planet that I could focus for an entire 12 hours. But now, it's a completely different story. I've trained my mind to be able to stay focused for an entire 12 hours pretty much whenever I want. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not encouraging you to be working for 12 hours a day every day. Working smarter is often more effective than working longer hours. However, being able to stay laser focused on one task for the entire day is almost like a superpower in this day and age with constant distractions everywhere we look. So in this video, I'm going to go through my 5 steps on how I trained myself to be able to focus for 12 hours straight. Step 1, preparation. If you're going to be working a full 12 hours with 100% focus, one of the best things you can do is to start planning the day before. So firstly, this means planning the tasks the day before that you need to do as soon as you wake up in the morning. So you've already kind of visualized what you're going to do as soon as you wake up. So the next day when you do wake up, there's no decisions to be made. There's no kind of decision fatigue. You just get straight to work. The second part of preparation is about managing your energy levels, not your time. So energy levels fluctuate throughout the day, whereas time is a constant. It never stops, it never slows down. And one of the biggest kind of triggers of distractions and procrastination are energy levels. When you're just too tired to work, you just can't be bothered with it. So the idea here is to kind of preemptively deal with this issue before it arises. And that's one of the biggest realizations I've made with my own productivity journey over the last year or so. I've stopped trying to kind of manage my time so much, but instead I now manage my energy levels. So this means the night before, I make sure that, well, firstly I get 8 hours of sleep. It's very basic, right? Just sleeping 8 hours, but it's so kind of overlooked. And how many hours you sleep is one of the biggest factors on whether or not you're going to be able to complete the full 12 hours without getting distracted. As soon as I wake up, I usually drink between 500 ml to 1 liter of water because dehydration again is a major cause of fatigue. I've also cut out carbs from my diet because I realized that every meal when I eat carbs, my energy levels would just drop almost immediately. I reduced my sugar intake by about 90% from my diet because although sugar can give you that kind of short-term energy boost, it also wears off very quickly. It can leave you feeling kind of more tired than before. I also go to the gym for an hour in the morning because at least for me, it wakes me up and puts me in a productive mood. So there is kind of a fair bit of preparation when it comes to being able to sit down and work for literally a whole 12 hours straight. But I've found by doing all of these things, by making sure that my energy levels are at their optimum, it makes a significant difference when it actually comes to staying focused for the entire day. Step 2. Split the day into 3 4-hour time blocks. So working for a 12-hour period with no breaks is not healthy, especially if you're doing it constantly every day. And that's why I split my day into 3 4-hour time blocks. Firstly, so that I can give my eyes a rest because I'm almost always working in front of my laptop, and I give my body a rest too. I can walk around, I keep my kind of blood circulating. It's just good practice to take breaks, right? But secondly, it's so that I can give my brain a rest as well. There have been various studies that show that the brain can stay 100% focused for between about 20 to 40 minutes at a time, depending on which study you read. And after that time period, the ability to stay focused drops dramatically. So by taking breaks, you're giving your mind time to rest and recover, so when you get back to work, you can stay focused for longer. The third reason why I like to split my day into 3 4-hour time blocks is so that I can kind of somewhat have a goal to reach. It's like, I know I have 4 hours to work in my morning work session, I have another 4-hour time block in the afternoon, and I have the final 4-hour time block in the evening. And so it's like a goal in itself that I have to stay in a state of deep focus for that 4 hours. And I've been using time blocking for a while while now, so staying focused for 4 hours isn't actually too difficult to do, but at the same time it's not super easy either. So to me, I kind of see it as an achievable challenge, not too difficult but not too hard. The final reason why I split my day into 3-4 hour time blocks is because I like to have a different location for each time block. So in the morning I'll go to a coffee shop maybe for 4 hours, in the afternoon I might work in my home office, and in the evening I might go to another coffee shop or maybe go to the office. So a change of environment just makes your work that bit more interesting rather than just staying in the same place for the entire 12 hours, right? It certainly helps me when it comes to creative tasks such as writing. Step 3, set time constraints. So time constraints are so powerful and so simple, but so kind of underutilized in my opinion. I think it goes for pretty much everyone that we work better under a bit of pressure. It's like if you have an exam in 2 months' time, you're probably not going to start studying for it today, right? But the day before the exam, I'm sure you'll be studying like crazy because you have the time constraint of your exam approaching in less than 24 hours. It's Parkinson's law in action, right? That states that work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. And I almost always set myself time constraints when I'm working. For example, if I'm writing a 2,000 word article, I know that if I give myself the whole day to write it, it will probably take me all day. If I give myself a strict 2-hour deadline to complete it by, then I'll almost always have it completed within 2 hours. It gives me something to focus on, kind of a goal to chase, and it stops me from getting distracted. And it's also worth mentioning that working hard is only half of the equation, right? There's no point working 12 hours a day if you're not working smart as well. A lot of you recently have been telling me in the comment section that you have exams coming up soon. So just a quick reminder, the Transform Your Grades in 30 Days course is on an offer with a massive 64% discount to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of the launch of the course. It's crazy that it's been 1 year already, and in that time we've had hundreds of students enroll and graduate and completely transform their grades. We've had high school students, mature students, undergraduate students, postgraduates. We've even had teachers and lecturers enroll in the course to kind of help them advise their own students on new study strategies and techniques and on how to essentially achieve higher grades by studying less. I transform my grades from a 1.3 GPA to a 4.0 GPA, and in the Transform Your Grades course, I take you through step by step on how I did it. You can click in the link in the description below to check it out. Step 4, remove distractions. Now, you guys know this already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I do need to kind of touch upon it because it's one of the most important steps for staying focused for an entire 12 hours. It means turning on airplane mode on your phone, so you're not getting bombarded with notifications, or even better, putting your phone in another room so it's completely out of sight. It means getting comfortable, so wearing comfortable clothes, maybe having active noise cancellation headphones in case there are any noises that could be distracting, like dogs barking or maybe family members talking. I've been using AirPods Pros for the last year or so, and they're amazing for helping with distractions. Firstly, it's just kind of more pleasant, right? For me at least, listening to background music when I'm working. But also if the environment that I'm working in is too noisy, for example, sometimes in the coffee shops that I work, there are children running around and screaming, and the AirPods Pros do a pretty good job of cutting out a lot of that background noise. Step 6, practice. If you're struggling to stay focused, even for an hour at a time like I used to, then aiming for 12 hours straight is probably too big of a jump. How I did it was I started with 1 hour, so I set myself a goal and I was like, okay, stay focused for the entire 1 hour. Don't get distracted, keep your head down until the timer hits 1 hour. And after doing this for, let's say, a couple of weeks, it actually started getting really easy. So then I increased it to 2 hours, then 3 hours. And I've been working on this for literally years. And now staying focused for 12 hours with breaks is relatively easy. Your mind and the ability to stay focused works in a similar way to going to the gym, right? So growing muscles takes time. It takes months, years, decades even. You can't go to the gym for the first time and expect results overnight, right? And similarly, with working on your ability to focus, it's really important to keep practicing. Start small, maybe with 1 hour of complete focus, and work your way up from there. And actually, I made another video not too long ago on how I study for 12 hours a day with 100% focus. It's one of my most popular videos. You can click on the card on the screen to watch that. I take a completely different approach. Alternatively, I made another video called How to Absorb Everything You Read, where I talk about speed learning, so basically how to learn more information in a shorter period of time. Again, you can click on the card on the screen, and whichever video you choose, I'll see you over there.